The Capitator is the best saturation sat VST on the market, hands down. No, it's just another saturator. It's a good one. It's just, you know, it's great. I like other saturators just as much. Saturation, there's not one saturator that is better than the other. Saturation is way too um, program depending for for a plugin to be the best. It's the best that day on that track. I can assure you the next day you won't. Matthew Wace would disagree with you about the decapitator. I assure you, no offense, I would take his advice over yours. Yeah, I don't give a damn. In audio, there's no best every day. Otherwise, we wouldn't have such a large variety of plugins and machines and microphones and preamps and compressors and EQ and converters and monitors and headphones. Like, if there was a best, we would use all that all day. So I just, it makes me laugh when someone says, oh, that's the best, period, or hands down. Especially in something like saturation. Really? No. Anthony Lee, so interesting what you say about the program dependent network saturation. Yeah, anything. I mean, you can take whoever advise on saturation as you want, not you, like the Matthew Wace guy. I'm pretty sure I was one of the first one, if not the first one, and to introduce the concept of saturation in mixing here. And my video on loudness, it's arguably the best explanation on how to use it and why to use it and when. So I feel like saying I kind of have a little bit of experience with saturation, and the first thing you learn when you start working with saturation is like, no, that it's program dependent, every day could change, every note could change. So is the Capitator good? Sure. It's the best? No. But there's no best, you know? Like I said, like right now, there's two new plugins that I'm using. I will review them like in a couple of days. One's called Cassette and one is called VHS. They're like $10 for God's sake, and in some tracks, those are the best saturators for those tracks. What is the best saturator? The best saturator for what? For, it's no. Yeah, saturation. There's nothing as program dependent as saturation because of, think about like what collection of harmonics. That's why I like the Waves Sapphira. You can see what harmonics is adding, odds and even, and the intensity of it going higher in the frequency range. So you have a visual representation of it. And it's not just that, it's how dynamic the saturation is. SDRR is a great example of that. They're so dynamic, it reacts to the material, even to some saturators react too much to saturation, so that you can't, like, if you have a very dynamic track, you can put it like, you need to split it, otherwise, it goes well for one and not for the other part. So yeah, saturation, if you don't know that saturation is program dependent, like highly program dependent, you know very little about saturation.